Hi everyone, welcome. You're at your home, your happy place, and it is my delight and pleasure and joy to share my home with you today, and I'm so excited that you've decided to stay. For all my new subscribers, thank you so much for pressing that button, and don't forget, as we're doing this, take a moment and press that like button for me. I so appreciate it. So we're still in the dining room, and if you missed it, we'll do a quick overview as I finish out today the reveal. But my last video was the tablescape I created here in my dining room. And so today I wanted to not quite finish it up because I really hope that I've got time in this season to do my china cabinet as well. It certainly needs an update, I can tell you that. But we're gonna do a little bit of styling on my piano, and then we're gonna style the mantle. And I have just gave you a view of all the items that I've selected. It's going to be simple, easily reproduced if it's anything you like. You don't have to have a piano. Any flat surface will do to mimic that. Same thing with the fireplace mantles. If you don't have a fireplace mantle, you could do this on a chest, on a buffet, a kitchen counter, a dresser. I mean, always realize that just because I'm in a specific place does not mean you have, oh gosh, I can't watch it because I don't have that. It doesn't matter, okay? We're just talking elements and putting elements together. We're talking about color, putting color together. We're talking about textures and how much they're so important in what we see and then makes us want to feel them. We're talking about scents, and we're talking about scale and mixing it up a little bit in your height just to keep things interesting. So let's start with the foundation. When I show my foundations, you kind of sometimes see the behind the scenes because my lighting and all that's over here. But okay, this is my baby grand. I don't know, we probably closed it because kids were banging on it. And while I encourage them to do that, sometimes it gets a little annoying. So I could put this flat. I could have this completely closed over this. I could lift the back up, which is beautiful. But the truth is just dust comes in there and then I can't decorate on top of it. So why do that? And then on the other side of the room is the fireplace mantle. And I'll tell you some of the drawbacks I have with this. Well, first of all, I wouldn't mind having a picture up there. I don't know if I even have one that'll fit. It's hard to imagine that that's really not that big of a space, but it's not. And I haven't really been looking because I love my mirror. And I don't love having a mirror that high. I don't think it has any purpose, but I love the details in that mirror. And it probably does still reflect some light in the room. But one of the struggles I have, unlike the rest of my fireplace mantles, this one's actually deep and I can actually decorate on it. But I put lights in. I can't recall if I'm pretty sure our floor plan called for these lights, and I love them. It didn't call for these particular lights, but that a light be installed there. But then it's redundant if I try and put candles right here or a lantern, which, you know, I have those beautiful lanterns. It just looks silly because that's redundant. So I always have to find other items where typically you might see. Now, I will put candlesticks up there sometimes, but that's what we're working with. And actually, you can see that I have already pre-hung some command strips on here. I'm going to do something a little different. I've not seen it done before. Doesn't mean it hasn't been done, but I stand around with my things and I think, okay, where can I use this? What can I do? All right, and then what's my inspiration? I'll tell you, it's gonna be this table that's already started in the space. So we'll just do a real quick once over. If you were just here 2 days ago, you saw this video and you've already seen this, but we are talking some super saturated colors of orange and variations of green and then a little bit of gold with some copper accents, which when I say that, I'm wondering, do I have any copper I could use on my mantle? Not sure that I do. So this is where I'm coming from, and I'm gonna start on the piano. I have most often put a table runner up here. A lot of times I do it because I want to protect the piano, but when I started putting some of the orangey pieces, they just pop off of this black. I didn't want to interfere with that, so I'm going to leave that. We'll start with the details on this piece. I'm going to start with these lanterns. I told you quite by accident, because I was doing a haul, I decided to do it in here because it was a nice place where I could set everything down, and I had a lot of light, natural. So I set it over here and I'm like, oh, this has already found its home. So these are beautiful. And you guys, they're different sizes. This is from Kirkland's. This week, they should still be 50% off at your Kirkland's. And I was at a different Kirkland's with my daughter-in-law on Sunday, and they had one that was a little wider and then curved in and went up. Oh, if I just can't afford to do it. I'll just wait till next year or the next time they put their lanterns on 50% off, and I'm gonna go see some more because I just was in love with so many of their lanterns. But this is the one we're starting with, and it did come with a glass piece, which we're gonna use. I'm gonna set it right here. I love it when you buy something for one thing and it ends up being used for completely different things. And that's the case of these, which are really wide for, you know, a candle. I guess it's a candle ring. And you know, I used them on my centerpiece, and I still have 3 left over. So 2 more are being used right now. And because this is open, this is perfect. I think it's the perfect size. It's so beautiful. I'm going to use it for its given purpose, but let me just grab, I mean, you could just put a pumpkin in there, a squirrel, an acorn. I mean, you know, anything. But I'm going to use it for its original purpose. Again, this is accident. I told you I was just trying to, I must have bought a lot of these last year. And again, these are the Walmart ones. This particular one is pumpkin spice. And I just took all my candles out of storage for fall. And I just started popping them around places. Okay, so that's in there. And now I'm going to put this on, which came with it. So the candle didn't come with it, but the glass did. And there we have it. Let me give you a close up. In this case, I'm going to be symmetrical, so I'll do the same thing over here. I'm telling you, this is almost too simple for words, but you know what? When you find things that are already ready to go and they're just so beautiful, I mean, I couldn't have made the items that I've got here for the prices I paid. So this is the same leaf and berries that are on, well, it's the same leaf as the leaves that are around my candles. And then the wreaths, I think, that will eventually go on my front door, because I ended up buying new wreaths, you guys. But I started with arches. So I didn't know what I'm going to do with all the arches. I have 4 of them. But this is beautiful. I have this curve here, and it's just perfect for setting something there. And then I've played with a lot of things, but this just happened to be a big pumpkin laying around, so I did this. Now, first of all, this becomes asymmetrical because of the piano is asymmetrical. So if I want to make it symmetrical, I can turn it and move it like this. I also have a lot of these. If I really want to grab another one, I could put it on the other side, but nobody's really even going to be back here. In fact, it's to the point where I perhaps may pop this up on something just to give it a little height so it's clearing the, I don't even know what you call that thing, that black part where you set your music. It probably has a name, but I might want to get it up just a tad higher. So I think I might do that. And then that way I can use the last of my leaves over that piece just to get it up. And then I've got all this beautiful texture back here if somebody does come back here. Let me try that. This was one of the items I tried yesterday. This was one of the candlesticks. So it's not a really tall candlestick. I think I'm going to try the candlestick first because I might not be that concerned that it's sticking out as opposed to this one. Oh my goodness, you can't even see. Anyway, but that does look a little too tall, doesn't it? It just looks, it looks odd. So let's try this. I don't want that getting scooted. I don't know. I'm going to walk to the front of the piano and decide what I think. You can tell me in the comments below, do you think that's too high? Well, I decided I like it, but I wanted 2 of these. So I went up and got another one. Basically turned it into a wreath, but it's a lot more flexible. All right, let's see. I had some candlesticks here, so it may be too much now. We'll see. You guys, I need to go back to Avant Garden with you. These candlesticks were from there, and I took you on a trip there last year. I feel like it was Christmas time, but I had missed fall, and I went in there, oh, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, and they didn't have anything yet, but I bet they do now. So I'm going to try and make a trip of it this week. I'm going to see if they're open on Labor Day. Labor Day is my birthday. I love it. My mother was in labor on Labor Day. So it is, every now and then it still lands on that day. So I'm excited. And if they're open, I don't know if they will be. You know, it's a hit or miss on retail on a holiday like that. But if they're open, it'll be my wish to go. Maybe my husband will come with me. All right, so I just wanted, I have these candlesticks. I absolutely love them. And just don't have that many places I can put them. So I just brought them over here, even though there's candles at the piano already. These are different and the color really stands out. These are sunflower, I believe. I used them last year on my dining room table for Thanksgiving or fall. So they smell and are really pretty. So I can't tell from here, but I will give you a close-up. And I will light everything at the very end when we reveal the whole room. But I'm going to step back over there and see what they look like. All right, this is what we look like. So I told you it's very simple. I could add a piece of music, piano music here, if it's not too tall, and that would also add to the prettiness of it. And if it was all lit, which I'm gonna do in a little bit, I think you'll find it to be pretty beautiful. I love it. Super simple, for sure. So I'm gonna be on my step stool for a lot of the rest of this. Oh my goodness. I had some very creative things up there earlier, but they just weren't part of the inspiration. And I think you know that right away. If you remember what I had in here, which was a very pale threesome pumpkins, if I'd had those in, I could have used my pumpkin topiaries up there. They fit, and I couldn't believe they fit. But using them right now, they're very softly colored and they just do not match this in any way. It looks so disconnected. So trying to keep in the same room some of the same saturation is kind of, it just really creates continuity and it just flows. So much of what I'm using has come from me trying to do my front porch, and none of it is going out there. It's hilarious to me. These leaves were for my front porch. The arch ones we just used were for my front porch. And then finally at a different, I guess a different Hobby Lobby I was at, I found swags and I'm like, oh, that's really what I wanted. But when I get home, they're just too small for these big doors. They just don't do it. And so I was like, of course, this would be a magnificent, if you had a regular height mantle, mine's too high. If I did that up there, nobody'd see it. If you had a regular height mantle, this would be absolutely stunning. You could put this absolutely on a huge table, one on one end and one on the other, going the other way. Any kind of buffet. This would be gorgeous across my piano. But I wanted to try something different. So I've got these gorgeous wide pillars or whatever you call them underneath holding up my mantle, and this isn't going to harm anything to put a command hook on. And so I'm just pinning it up there and tucking the rope in. I'm not using the rope. And stepping back and going, is this too crazy or what? And I'm thinking, or what? Because I kind of like it. So let me hang the other one and then we'll get up there. However, I just want you to know this really dictates that I have to not keep it. I can't go super wild up there. If I wanted to do a big garland up there and some things coming out of it, this is too much. And trust me, I tried many things. It was like, no, that's too much. No, that's too much. So you got to know how to balance what you're doing so that it doesn't just look overwhelming. I love, this is quite by accident, these curve. And somehow I got two that curve to each other. So I love how that worked. That looks so pretty. Well, to me, it looks pretty. This is my happy place. This may not be yours. You may be going, oh my gosh, I can't. But in fact, some of you write this, you'll go, oh, somebody, you'll know who you were, said, oh, when you showed those bohemian napkins, I thought, what is she thinking? And then it came together. So, you know, again, even if it doesn't come together for you, I work on something until I'm happy with it. So, yeah, I may come back and, oh, no, hold on. told everything. Yes, you little culprit. Well, let's see. Today we've chased a deer through the woods. We had Bambi up here in the yard. And she found me in here just now and picked up a pumpkin. Now, I've lost a couple pumpkins to this little mouth this year, right? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm gonna have to scooch her out so I can so I can put the pumpkins where they need to go. All right, let's get on the ladder and get up there. I just started playing with pumpkins. I tried, I don't know. I mean, I tried several things that were tall. I tried a long planter type thing. And then I just started going through my pumpkin bins. And I decided this is what I wanted to do. This is not new. I'm sure you can find something very similar. This is, well, the brand is Quill to Paper. So maybe you can find something like that out there by 6 Trees. But I got it at TJ Maxx once a long time ago. I ran upstairs because I needed a couple of itty bitty pumpkins just to fill in there. And then I thought, oh, where's some of the leaves? I had loose leaves. Well, I don't know where they're all at. But then I saw 2 unused picks, which have the berries and acorns and things. Very similar to some of this stuff. So maybe. But then I found an entire garland. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. This is how I roll. I am gonna play up there for a minute because this is very reminiscent as I'm coming down the steps. I'm thinking about the vignette I did in the kitchen, and I did it like that, and I'm like, blah, 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 and then I put in the garland, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, that was the thing. My only caveat here is this could be too much. And in which case, I lose that unique, gorgeous idea and just have something up there. So I'm gonna play and then I'll come back and we'll do a reveal.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope. Fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away. Standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your name. One thing I know is that there should be. There is no one a heart as pure, no, not like yours. Dreaming of you. Dreaming of you. Dreaming of you. What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Dreaming of you.
So what did I do over there? Could you figure it out? I actually used everything. I used the leaves, I used the picks and the garland, and I strategically put it up there, and I really love it. And then I had some ribbon. Well, I'll show it to you. What if I brought, I knew I had some pretty ribbons. So what if I do something on the tops of those, and I brought the ribbon in here, and I'm like, no, this is not dining room ribbon. This is more for my garden or something. This one could have worked, but when I saw that, I thought, I'm gonna take those ones off the front door anyway. So I grabbed a couple that were on my front doors, and I had one on there and one not. And I asked my husband which one, and he liked the one with the bows. So final say, he got on that. I agree with him though. So guys, I'm pretty thrilled with it. For something that I was really struggling with what to do, it kind of says abundance to me. And so that makes me think, even though I'm not thinking Thanksgiving yet, bountiful, and we do have so much to be thankful for. And so I just thought that was really pretty, and it really carried through all the vibrant orangey colors that I am, for some reason this year, very thirsty for. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some ideas. And don't forget to give me a like. I'll link what I can below. I hope you're starting to notice I have been able to find some Kirkland's and some Hobby Lobby and some Michaels items on Amazon. So be sure to check out my links if you think, you don't have the opportunity to go out. You can shop there and still get some of the same things. Okay, what else? Enjoy your weekend, number one. Happy Labor Day weekend, and happy birthday to me, because that's Monday. And then tomorrow, which I'm recording this on Thursday, so you're seeing it on Friday. But while you're watching this, I'm going to be over at my daughter's house helping her decorate for fall. I have no idea what she's got, but we're going to record it. And we're going to see, what I do when I show up at somebody's house and work with what they've got. If you've got questions, put them in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks so much, you guys. I'll see you next time on Monday, I hope. But it's a holiday, so you guys go out and have fun. Catch me on Tuesday if you miss me on Monday. See ya. Bye.